It genuinely blows my mind that Donald Trump has anyone in this country at all that still supports him. And the reason I say that is because every single thing this man has done as president of the United States, first and second term, by the way, has failed. Everything has failed. And in fact, hilariously, but also horribly for American public, most of the things that he's done have actually had the opposite effect of what he said they were going to do. A great example is last week, we got a report showing that the trade deficit exploded in the month of November, hitting a 34-year high. We have not seen a trade deficit that high since I was 8 years old. 8! And the reason that's hilariously ironic is because when Donald Trump came into office, he was ranting and raving like a lunatic about everything, but also about trade deficits. It's unfair, he said, because he doesn't understand what deficit means in terms of trade. See, a trade deficit is not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's a thing with a bit of a misleading name, I guess we'll call it, because deficit sounds bad, right? If you have a budget deficit, it means you don't have enough money to cover your expenses. That's not good. If you have a trade deficit, it just means that you're getting more, buying more from someone else than they buy from you. It's like if you loan your neighbor 2 shovels, and in return, your neighbor loans you 1 rake. Your neighbor has a deficit with you. But you both got the things you needed. Nobody got taken advantage of. Nobody's at a disadvantage. It's just you had 2 things he needed. He had 1 thing you needed. So there's a deficit, okay? That's how that works. That's what a trade deficit is. We're purchasing stuff from them. They're purchasing stuff from us. We're just purchasing more because we need more than they need. We're a much bigger country than most other countries on the planet. So yes, we need more. But Trump thinks trade deficits mean we're getting screwed even when we're not. So he launched his little trade war, and now the trade deficit explodes after going down for many months, which he bragged about. But here's what happened. Here is why the trade deficit had actually been falling in the months prior to November when it exploded. If you'll recall, leading up to April, Liberation Day, when the tariffs really went into full force, what was happening in the few months before that, February and March? Well, we talked about it plenty at the time. And it was that corporations, companies here in the United States, were stockpiling overseas goods before Donald Trump put the tariffs in place. So they were bringing in the stuff while they could cheaply. And then he put the tariffs in, and they stopped bringing in stuff. It was more expensive, plus we don't need it, we stockpiled. And then as those months went on and that trade deficit decreased, you know what we did as a country? We ran out of the stockpile, which is what happened in October. So then in November, what did companies have to do? Because we're out of reserves, we had to buy more stuff. So that explains the trade deficit falling. That explains the trade deficit exploding. It didn't fall because of Trump's tariffs. It fell because we had surpluses in anticipation of the tariffs. Now that we're back to the buying part of the economy, having to get from other countries, you can expect 2 things to happen. The trade deficit will continue to go back up. And 2, the worst one, prices are going to go up. Prices were being held lower in some instances, not all, by the way, because we had the stockpile. Those goods were not tariffed, so we didn't have to sell them at exorbitant prices. Those days are over, which is why prices are starting to go up even faster now. So I hope that explains everything, but most importantly, don't forget that every single thing Donald Trump does has the opposite effect of what that idiot tells us is going to happen. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.